But what about our own cues, right? These overnight cues will have an impact on Indian markets. We have a lot of domestic cues as well to track. We have our research team joining in with what the trade setup looks like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. Rima, let me come across to you first up. What is the market setup looking like today?
Pretty good. So the SGX Nifty is suggesting a mildly higher start, but it was doing so even yesterday. And in the last 1 hour or so, we saw the markets literally take off. So yet another day where the markets have scaled fresh record high levels. We conquer that 19,700 mark on the Nifty. In terms of the flows, they appear to be fairly muted. So the FI net bought only 73 crore in the cash market. The DII buying was 64 crore. In fact, what's surprising is that yesterday, the FI gross volumes came down quite considerably. Yesterday, the FI gross inflows was about 8,300 crore rupees. Now, this is a good 35% lower than the average over the last few days, which was between 10 to 11,000 crore rupees. On Thursday and Friday, it was the IT stocks batting for the markets moving up. And yesterday, while frontline IT names like Infy, TCS came off a bit and saw some of that momentum waning, other stocks like banks enthused by HDFC Bank's result, Reliance Industries came to the party. So many stocks, TCS, HDFC Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, Infosys, Reliance, all of them. So more than 1,000 crore of delivery volumes yesterday. Today, you've got the FinNifty expiry and plus quite a few numbers. You've got ICICI Lombard General Insurance, ICICI Prudential, IndusInd Bank in the frontline pack, L&T Technology, Polycab India. You spoke about the global markets. It was a close with mild gains for the frontline US indices, but it's a big week of earnings in the United States. Earnings from Tesla, Netflix, Bankam, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, all of them will be reporting numbers later this week. In terms of the macro indicators, the dollar index still below 100 mark, a positive sign. Crude prices on that weak economic data that we were just listening to from Ruchi Sharma, crude prices are still hovering around $78.5 per barrel.
Okay, all right, that's the market setup, but you did indicate a lot of stocks will be in focus. Let's talk about the other ones. Abhishek has that list.
Well, to begin with LTI Mindtree, they reported net profit of 1,151 crore. We were working with a poll of 1,194 crores, a tad bit miss over there. Even the revenue has come in slightly below our poll. However, EBIT margin has remained, in line with our poll at 16.7%. Tata Elxsi, the revenue is up 17% YOY and about 1.5% sequentially. This is a slower loan growth than slower growth that they have seen versus prior quarters. Margin has come in at 27.1%, which is a decline of about 340 basis points YOY and about 20 basis points sequentially. Federal Bank, FedFina, one of the subsidiary, has filed for DRHP, for the IPO. CNBC TV18 had alerted about, their upcoming IPO way back in Jan 2021. Sheela Foam, they have approved acquisition of Kurlon and House of Kera. So, company to acquire 94.7% in Kurlon Enterprise for 2,150 crore. And in Kera, they'll acquire about 35% for a consideration of rupees 300 crores. Sources do tell us that Amar Raja will see one block today. Clarios ARBL holding LP to exit 14% of the stake that they hold. The price that they have decided is about 651 per share, which is at a discount of about 5% to yesterday's closing price. Infosys, the company has entered into framework agreement with one of its clients to provide AI and automation-led development, modernization and maintenance service. The total client spent over the next 5 years will be about US $2 billion. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that, Abhishek. Finally, let's talk about the F&O cues. Manglam is joining us with that one. Manglam.
Well, it is a firm grip that the bulls have on the market. In fact, for most part of trading, yesterday's trading session, the Nifty was above that 19,600 mark. And towards the end, it went past that 19,700 mark with extreme ease. And now the gift Nifty, adjusted for yesterday's futures close, is indicating an uptick of almost 40-45 points at the open itself. Now, it was for the first half of trade, the IT index that supported the Nifty. IT index actually moved to the high point of trade. But the second half of trade was all about the Nifty Bank. As you can see, the Nifty moving higher. We have the Nifty Bank as well, which led the Nifty higher. And alongside that, it was basically, the Reliance stock and the HDFC Bank stocks, both of them taking the indices higher. So the first half was supported by the IT index. The second half, we had HDFC Bank's result, which led Nifty Bank to move higher. And by virtue of its sheer weight, Reliance with a 2% move took the index further higher and comfortably above that 19,700 mark. And, it was important for the Nifty to cross that 19,650 mark to see further up move. And that's because there was a lot of call writing at 19,500 that shed about 20 lakh shares in open interest. So there was a fair amount of short covering that led the markets further higher. In terms of gross cash volumes, they were higher, but net cash volumes, nothing really to write home about. Almost about 130, 140 odd crores bought by both FIIs and DIIs put together. In index futures, the FIIs continue to buy, this time around close to around 218 odd crores, added about 4,400 longs and close to around 2,000 short contracts as well. With this, the Nifty net long contracts by the FIIs stand closer to 91,000, and that's something we'll have to watch out for because 70% of their positions are on the long side itself. Talking about things to watch out for, can things get overheated? Just keep an eye out on three things. One, the Nifty July futures premium has compressed from 34 points to around 10 odd points. We did see the VIX spike by almost 6% in yesterday's trading session. And thirdly, the put-call ratio, a measure of overheatedness in the market, jumped past that 1.5 mark, currently 1.54. So these are cues we need to keep an eye out on for looking at any signs of consolidation. Yesterday saw a fair amount of put writing, nearly 5 puts written for every call that was written by the FIs, 3 lakh puts written and 60,000 calls written. Where were those puts written? We had 19,600 and 19,700. All those puts seeing heavy writing, telling you that there would be strong support around 19,600 to 19,650 itself. On the way up, there are still some writers at the 19,800 call. So levels upwards of 19,830 is something that we'll be watching out for in terms of congestion. The key joker in the pack today will be the financial services index. It's the Nifty Financial Services expiry today. The index is close to around 20,300 right now. Maximum open interest at 20,500 call and 20,200 put.
Okay, all right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead. Time for a short break now. When we return, the G20's Financial Stability Board finalizes the regulatory framework for crypto asset activities. We'll get you more details on the other side. Stay tuned.